there was another episode that season, the story of Jimmy Rebel, who was a racist country singer, I guess, which is based on a real white supremacist country singer, right?
Johnny Rebel.
Johnny Rebel, right?
We couldn't use his real name,
right? So, and I guess that episode got removed also.
It aired, but I think what happened? I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what happened with that one, but it did air. It did air.
I think it aired. From what I read, it aired once originally, but then it never repeated, I guess. And it probably came out of the DVD afterwards.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, Uncle Ruckus was singing "The President's Still a Nigga to Me." You know what I mean? Like, I think it was a lot of the Obama stuff that was really, you know, it was too much. You know, but Brian Ash, he discovered this guy in real life. Like, he came into the office. He was like, "Yo, check this shit out." And so he started playing these songs by Johnny Rebel. And I was just like, this is amazing. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's amazing at the same time, right? And so we quickly just, you know, put a story together. And Gary Anthony Williams, who plays Uncle Ruckus, he actually wrote a lot of those racist songs, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
he's black himself?
Yeah, Gary's black. Yeah.
So you got this black guy writing racist white songs.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Who also plays Uncle Ruckus?
He does.
Right, okay. Then there was the Pause episode, which features, stars a character named Winston Jerome.
Yes.
Who is very lightly veiled as Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Winston Jerome is a closeted cross-dressing cult leader whose love of the Christian faith is a mask for his true sexuality. That's the way it was described.
Yeah, that's all.
It's a fair description.
Yes.
From what I understand, Tyler Perry was furious over this. Furious.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Have you ever run into Tyler Perry in any capacity?
I haven't.
I assume you haven't gotten hired for any Tyler Perry movies?
No, but there was one time I was in Atlanta and Michael Jai White, who, you know, I worked with Black Dynamite. He was shooting something for Tyler, and he was like, "Oh, you're in Atlanta, you should come by the set." And then I was like, "All right, cool." And then we got off the phone. He called me back and he said, "Second thought." I forgot about that. He's still, no, don't come by the set. I was like, all right, I understand. But what's funny about that episode is, so originally the character's name was Tyler Perry, and he looked exactly like Tyler Perry, and that was the rare moment where Adult Swim was like, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like they were being irresponsible though. They said you can't use Tyler Perry's name, you can't make it look like Tyler Perry, and then so we found another name, right? It was actually his real name. And we got it under the radar for...
Wait, his real name is Winston Jerome?
No. It was another name.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was, but we found out his real name, and we changed the script. And then Adult Swim got it, and they didn't flag it. So we
Emmett Perry Jr.
It wasn't. So we use Emmett Perry.
Okay.
I think it was Emmett. Yeah, it was Emmett Perry. So it got under the radar, and then about 2 weeks later, they caught it, right? And that's when they called us kind of like screaming at us, like, yo, for real, like no bullshit. Like, you can't do that. Don't try to play no fucking games. Like, you can't. We're like, cool. So we changed it to Winston Jerome. We made him look different. And the episode aired. And at least the way this was told to us from the network, Tyler himself called, like, and said, you guys better not ever air that shit again. You know? And at the time, he had a lot of shows at TBS. You know, we were just a little small black cartoon. Like, Tyler Perry was God, you know. Shout out to Tyler Perry, by the way, because I got love for Tyler Perry, too.
His accomplishments are astronomical, actually. I mean, if you look at what he's built and so forth, it's too bad you guys never worked together. But maybe he'll get over it. I mean, really. I mean, this is what, like 15 years ago?
Well, what's funny, what I did mention is, I think one of the reasons why I think he got really mad is because I think he thought maybe he had a leak or a mole or something, because we were putting things that we actually heard about how he really conducts some of his business, right, in the show. You know, because Gary Anthony Williams had auditioned for one of his films, and he made it to like the second audition. And so Gary was telling us about all of this stuff that he was experiencing, like the prayer circle, how they all were like in this prayer circle, and Gary was talking about how, you know, he was not engaged in the prayer at all. Like he was like looking around, you know, looking at the people in the circle and stuff like that. And he didn't get a call back. And usually if you made it to the second one, you're pretty much in. So he called one of the other actors and he was like, yo, what happened? Because I made it to the second one. You guys told me like if I make it to the second, I'm good. And they were like, well, what happened during the prayer circle? Were you
engaged?
And so the thinking was that he might have been recording those prayer circles. And so we put that in the show, along with some other things, little details and stuff like that. So I think it was a little too close to home, and that might have really like got him upset, you know, along with the other shit.